All right. Eric, can you hear us? Hold on one second. We'll unmute you. All right, Eric, mic check.
1 2 1 2.
Perfect. All right, everybody hit the raise your hand function and we'll call on you. We'll start with Jimmy Himes, then go to David Pascal.
Hey, Eric, last season you had a little bit of a slow start before you broke through against Vanderbilt. What kicked in for you last season? And secondly, do you expect to have a much faster start this year?
I would say last season for me it was just getting to learn how to be a college back. It took me a couple games how to be a college back, get a feel for the offense, get a feel for playing in the SEC. I feel like I had to get a feel for that at first, and now that I feel like I have that experience, I definitely feel like I'm gonna start fast.
Eric, you're here Tuesday of game week. Is there kind of a surreal feeling to this that you, given all the COVID, that y'all even wouldn't get this far?
It's definitely surreal being out there. So glad to be out there. Everybody's pumped up for the game. Just can't wait for Saturday for sure.
And during this whole time, what was the most down you were and most pessimistic that we're just not going to be able to have a season this year?
Probably back when there were so many unknowns back in March when everyone had to go home and no spring and all of that. There were so many unknowns. We knew nothing being at home for so long. But by the time we came back and all the medical experts had all the information, we were pretty prepared and ready to go.
Thank you.
We'll go to David Ubben, then Austin Price.
Eric, you mentioned having to learn how to be a college back. What are the things that you had to learn before you could say, oh, I feel like a college back now?
You just learn that playing in the SEC, those holes close so much quicker than you are in high school. So you got to know, you got to hit your track. You got to be aligned right. You got to make sure you're doing everything right. So when your time comes, you can hit it full speed. You got to make sure you know what you're doing in the offense so you're not tiptoeing. You can play with confidence and play fast.
Austin.
Eric, for you and Ty, I think there's a notion out there that you could end up on the field at the same time. What do you like about having both of you on the field at the same time? And what do you feel like you bring, more than just a guy that carries the football? What do you feel like your game's expanded in the year that you've been here? And then lastly, not Leonard Whitehead, but D-back he's been over there for just a few days. What have you seen out of him that makes you think he can play running back at that size?
Well, first, with me and Ty being on the field, that's just like a dynamic duo out there. You got to account for both of us because we're two different types of backs, and we can really affect the game. Yeah, and about D-back with D has really shown a lot. He's a taller guy, so him just learning how to use his pads and use his size to become a running back, I think he has a great place back there.
All right, Patrick Brown, then Rick Russo.
Hey, Eric, I was wondering, what have you seen from sort of the offensive line this preseason? How do you feel like that group has progressed? And I guess how excited are you to get a chance to run behind them and see what they can do in front of you?
That group has really shown me a lot throughout camp. They are a great group. They learn fast, and we have so much depth in that group. Those guys are really playing hard at practice. You can see at practice everyone's going hard and everyone's ready, and I'm excited to get to run behind them on Saturday.
Hey, Eric, Henry T was just up there, and he said, quote, "We have the best running backs in the country, and they're going to do what they need to do to get us a win on Saturday." I would imagine your feeling is the same way?
Oh, yeah, definitely the feel is the same way. We got the best defense in the country, and I'm sure they're going to do everything to get us the ball back.
What do you, real quick, your thoughts on that South Carolina defense and running the football against Coach Muschamp's defense?
I think it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be the first game of the season, so you have some unknowns there. But I think everything go well. Everyone plays great. It's going to be a great game.
We'll go to Blake Topmeyer, then Gustavo.
Eric, how much were you able to practice during the preseason, and do you feel like any of that affected your preparation and being ready for the season opener?
Can you repeat that?
How much were you able to practice during the preseason? I know some guys were able to practice more than others, and do you feel like that impacted you at all in terms of preparedness for the season opener?
Well, when we came back in July, we did a lot of practicing of just doing player-led activities and all that. So I feel like I've got to practice a lot and just as much as the other guys. And come Saturday, I think everyone's ready to go. Everybody on the team has practiced a lot and everyone's ready to go.
Gustavo?
Eric, you just said everybody's ready to go. How the feeling of excitement you are for this game? Probably been talking about with your family, with teammates, but especially your colleagues on campus. How the feeling of excitement to be on the field on Saturday and finally, have football, for real?
Yeah, with all the unknowns and everything is so different now, it kind of feels normal again. It kind of feels normal that it's Saturday's going to be game day and everyone's feeling like football is back. So it's kind of normal, the excitement. You can feel the excitement on the practice field. You can feel the excitement in the locker room, around campus. Everyone's ready to go and play against South Carolina.
Go to Vince, then Trey.
Eric, how prepared do you feel in terms of contact, taking hits in a game? And then also, are you a running back that once you take a hit in a game, that sort of gets your juices going a little bit and kind of, it welcomes you into the game? Do you take that approach with contact in the game?
I think Coach Pruitt has done a great job simulating that game atmosphere, trying to get us ready to take hits, take licks early, because I think you see those early games on TV and those guys, there's been a lot of turnovers because people haven't taken hits. They haven't been hitting. But I think we've done a great job of simulating that in practice and playing with full pads on in practice. And, yeah, I'm definitely that type of guy. Once you get in the game, you get that first hit, and you're like, I'm ready to go. Let's give it to me again.
Trey?
Eric, Saturday night, there won't be much of a crowd presence there, maybe a little piped-in noise. How's that going to be different from you? This is an SEC game, especially on offense. Not many silent counts, getting plays on the sideline. What is that experience going to be like?
I say definitely traveling to South Carolina and all of those towel swinging that they do and playing Sandstorm. I think it's definitely going to help us because they can't get that home field advantage against us. So I definitely think it's going to be an advantage on our side, especially on offense.
We'll go to David Ubben and Eric Kane.
Eric, who's the hardest hitter on this defense for Tennessee?
Man, I'm telling you, that whole defense is hard hitters, man. When you run that ball and you got 11 people coming at your head, I think that all of them feel the same. That the whole defense is going to be some hard hitters this season.
Hey, Eric, outside of Coach Pruitt, who gives some of the better pregame, pep talks, pregame speeches? I know some of the players might be gone from last year, but in this locker room right now, who gives some good pregame speeches?
As far as players?
Yeah, players or coaches.
Well, I would say probably just from being in practice, I would probably say Coach Graham is going to give a heck of a pregame speech, just all the juice that he brings to practice and all the juice that he brings just being in the meeting room and looking over film. I'm interested to see his pregame speech on Saturday.
Any other questions? All right. Eric, that's it. We appreciate your time.